Hello everyone, I'm Matt Williamson. How's it going? Let's put a bow on what was a very nice Steeler performance on the road in Jacksonville on Saturday night. Probably when you're listening to this, I'll be on my way back to Latrobe. They've got two more practices at St. Vincent's, a Monday and a Tuesday. So I'll spend Monday night there, come home Tuesday evening after practice when I'm done on the air with Wes at 5. And that's that. And then joint practices are Thursday. I'm not sure what my schedule is for that and the rest of the week, but I'll definitely get you a mailbag at some point too. Start previewing what to expect from the Bucs. But rewatch the game, dug up some nuggets. The first stuff are from fantasy sites that I thought was really relevant. And it starts with the running back position. So in case you didn't notice, we know Jaylen Warren was off, which I think is a massive compliment to him. I really think him and Rodgers have something clicking in the passing game, trustworthy, all that kind of thing. But Kenneth Gainwell started tonight over Caleb Johnson. Now, I also think that is a compliment to Gainwell and his veteranness and his trustworthiness. But he only played the first 4 snaps and then he was out. So again, I think this really speaks to how excited the Steelers are with Gainwell too. I mean, he's not quite at that level where, we're going to rest you and be one of those 18 guys, but it's pretty close. You're going to play the first 4 snaps, get you out of there, boom. So I guess that might indicate that Gainwell might play more snaps this season than we originally thought, that he's maybe more than just a kick returner, distant third on the depth chart type of guy. Now, Arthur Smith also has a history of using 2 backs at once, often with Cordell Patterson being that back, kind of being a receiver running back hybrid. And I've been telling you all along that I've been kind of blown away by Gainwell in terms of his wide receiver route running presence, not just like flares out of the backfield, things like that. So it's just something to keep an eye on. More fantasy nuggets were the Steelers' usage of wide receivers in this game. So we know Austin and Metcalf both didn't play. Over the first 2 drives, Roman Wilson played the most, and we'll go over snap counts here in the middle. But in the first 2 drives, he played the most, followed by Brandon Johnson, and then Lance McCutcheon, Miller, Skoranek, Woods. They all kind of mixed in. Wilson, Skoranek, and Miller all played mostly out of the slot. Good to know. Johnson was typically the X receiver when he was out there, and I do think they like him. I don't know what exactly to think of that, to be honest with you. But I do think Johnson is someone to keep an eye out because he's a little different than the others in that he plays that X position. I think as it stands right now, it's pretty clear Wilson's your third. Maybe he could fight Austin to take over number 2. I'm not sure I'm buying that. But Miller, Skoranek, Johnson, and McCutcheon are all probably fighting for 1 or 2 roster spots. I think Skoranek's a lock because of his special teams acumen, which is strong. Miller's got to be a leader in the clubhouse over Johnson or McCutcheon, but Johnson does have more of that outside feel to him. So to be determined on that. Some box score stuff that's a little bit advanced, and I don't usually get real heavy into these on preseason because it's so different. But over the course of the game, EPA per play. Every time you snap the ball, what's your estimated points? The Steelers were at 0.20. The Jaguars were at 0.05. Pretty big significance. Mentioned this a little bit yesterday. Third down efficiency. Steelers were at 69% compared to just 29% for Jacksonville. Average points per drive, 3.1 for the Steelers compared to 2.5 for the Jags. Red zone possessions. We'll end there. Steelers had 4. They ran 11 plays in the red zone, ended up with 3 red zone touchdowns and a field goal. So that's 100% red zone efficiency. The Jags had 3 red zone possessions, only ran 6 plays in the red zone, 2 touchdowns though, no field goals. That's a 67% red zone efficiency. Now, Steelers' red zone last year was quite bad. Now, these are different people orchestrating it, but same playing caller, a lot of the same offensive linemen. It's something. Let's not get crazy. Now I want to dig into snap counts as we often do. And, preseason, I'm not going to talk about the opponent very much. But I did think it was noteworthy that Trevor Lawrence played 11 snaps. Brian Thomas subsequently also played 11. And Travis Hunter was out there for 10. It looks like as of right this minute, he's basically their third guy, slot dude. Denami Brown only played 9, so they're kind of working that out. But it looks like Hunter and Thomas will be the regular receivers for them. But they played a fair amount for a game like this. Jaguars defensive snaps. Hunter also played 8 snaps as a corner. And Travon Walker played 7 snaps as a starting edge. I mean, something that I talked about was I wanted to see the Steelers tackles against Josh Allen and Travon Walker. Allen didn't play. Walker only played 7 snaps. So it was something, but it wasn't a huge sample size to go off of, obviously. Now I want to dig in heavy to all the Steelers snap counts, which I think are very telling sometimes in the preseason. The leaders in the clubhouse were second-team O-linemen. Aiden Williams, Max Sharping, Doug Nestor. 51 for all those guys. Skylar Thompson played 48 snaps. J.J. Galbraith, 40. Then we have a little bit of a drop off here. Hurlman was out there for 32, showed well. Stephen Jones, 31. Dylan Cook, 31. Jones at right tackle, Cook at left. Connor Hayward played 30. Keyshawn Williams did a nice job, 26. Lance McCutcheon, Rock Taylor, 24 apiece. Gareth Warren got in the game a fair amount of tackle, 24 snaps. Brandon Johnson, 23. Robert Woods, 23. So a lot of these receivers are pretty well bunched up in terms of about the same usage. Caleb Johnson led all running backs with 22. Andres Pete was out there for 20. That was more than I thought at an original blush. Rudolph only played 14. So it's not hard to figure out all these other guys only played 14. Sermon, that's just a coincidence. It wasn't with Rudolph all that much. But McCormick, Spencer Anderson, Evan Hull, also a coincidence. Faltanu, Frazier, Broderick Jones. So the first team O-line played every snap with Mason Rudolph. So people in the postgame show actually asked me, did Broderick Jones play in this game? Yeah, he played as much as everybody else. He just didn't get his name called because he didn't get whipped or anything, So that's good. Lou Nichols ran hard in this game. He played 11 snaps. Darnell Washington played 11 excellent snaps. Scott Miller only 10. Roman Wilson only 9. Skoranek and Gainwell 4 apiece, as mentioned, and Woodside came in and basically closed the game out with the last 3 snaps. Defensively, your leader was James Pierre. Remember, your top 3 corners were all out for this one. And I do think they want to see where's he at defensively. We know where he's at special teams-wise. Chuck Clark, been a really solid addition, 33. Derek Harmon, as I mentioned, played deep into this game, played 30. You got 27 out of Leota, Eccles, and Welshoff, 2 edges, and Eccles was probably their best corner last night. Malik Harrison, Loudermilk, Leal, Sawyer all played 26. I think those are guys they want to get a good look at. Beanie Bishop played 25. Cole Holcomb, 24. Killebrew, Quindell Johnson, and Castro at safety played 22, 20, 20. So they played about the same. Mark Robinson was only out there for 17. I would have guessed more. Kyler McMichael, a guy I don't know much about, 17. He's a corner. And Deshaun Jameson, another corner, 15. Again, remember, they were really light at the corner position. Devin Harper played 14. Daryl Porter, a recently signed corner, played 14, as did Carson Bruner. Cameron McCutcheon, another corner. Some of these corners are going to have an uphill climb. They played a dozen. Ukele and Fehoko, a dozen. Thornhill, only 11. Odowemo, only 11, defensive lineman. Peyton Wilson, only 11, got him in there and out. Love it. Wyatt Black, only 9. That's a compliment to him in a big way. Benton, 8. Dominic Davis, 4. Kyler Baugh, 3. And I'm not sure why, but Logan Lee only played 4. Do they know who he is and are happy, or are they down on him? I can't get a great vibe on that, but talking to people up there, more so in minicamp, I will say, I think the team's really high on Logan Lee, but I'm not sure why he'd only play 4 snaps. But I'm going to try to dig into that one a little bit more. Last little thing I have for you, rewatching and all these guys on offense, a couple of them showed better than I initially thought. And I would say basically, it kind of, as we mentioned, all the no-name wide receivers, the guys that haven't been in the league, or there's like 4 or 5 of them. We talked about them at the top of the show. I thought they all did pretty well. Did a good job getting open, caught the football, did some stuff after the catch. Great. A personal favorite of mine, Stephen Jones at right tackle. Strong outing. Aiden Williams, I hadn't given much thought to, but he led the team in snap counts at guard and did pretty well. So excited to watch him. I'll focus on him for sure these next 2 practices. And then 2 that I would say in the other column, but I can explain it away, but maybe I'm being too kind. Sharping had a tough time at center, but he's a guard. He got thrust in there because the top 2 centers, well, Frazier wasn't going to play long, and McCollum's clearly the 2. I know Sharping has played some center, but he's a guard. So you can kind of give him a pass. I mean, that's just a break in case of emergency situation. And I didn't think Pete played all that well the more I watched him. Again, I don't know that he's in top football shape. This might be more of a project, more of a long burn if he's going to make the team than come in and just make a splash. And maybe that's why he's been out there, because I think he only played 57 snaps last year with the Raiders. So he really hasn't played much football lately. So you can exclude those, or, kind of excuse those 2 away, but you wish they played better. Don't get me wrong. So all in all, really good effort by the Steelers. Exactly what you want to see. We got 2 more St. Vinny's practice. We got a joint practice, which will be even better. I'm hoping I'll be able to get down there and really, tell you guys what I think. Bucks are coming to town. Maybe some of you are going. Could be fun. Good time to take your kids, things like that. And before you know it, the season's right around the corner, guys. So over and out. Take care.